Not again now. Eh? The 20-year man hunt for Olumide Adebiyi Adediran. For more than 20 years, one Nigerian man has been living like a ghost, lefu, constantly looking over his shoulder. No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. In fact, no trace. Just his name on an FBI wanted poster and a 10,000 bounty on his head. That's the life of Olumide Adebiyi Adediran, a Nigerian man accused of fraud in the United States who escaped before his trial in 2001. And this man has been ever since on the run. FBI has been looking for him, but they couldn't find him. But today, let us break it down how this case started, the type of fraud he was accused of, why the FBI is still chasing him after 20 good years, and what lessons his story hold for Nigerians in the diaspora or even Africans in the diaspora. Who is Olumide Adebiyi Adediran? The FBI described him as a Nigerian citizen. Now, it's going to be around about maybe 62 years old by now. But back in the late 90s and in the early 2000s, Adediran was living in the United States. But by 2001, prosecutor had lined up multiple charges against him that he has allegedly committed. And some of those charges were bank fraud, identification document fraud, credit card fraud. But just before his federal trial was supposed to begin in Illinois in December 2001, this our brother vanished straight into the thin air. But on January 2nd, 2002, the court now issued a federal warrant for his arrest. Since then, the FBI has kept him on their wanted list, offering reward of $10,000. That is around 40 million naira for any information that could lead to his capture. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Olumide hasn't just been hiding, he has been reinventing himself. He has turned to abracadabra because the FBI now lists several aliases he is believed to be using, like Kevin Olumide Adediran, Eric O. William, Maxo Alexandre, Olumide Adkins, Edward N. Anderson. That alone shows a pattern. A man skilled in changing his identity, switching names, and even trying to stay one step ahead of the law enforcement agencies. The FBI even released his physical description, and they said he's about 5 feet, 11-inch tall, 200 pounds, with black hair and even with brown eye. They also believe that this our brother may have ties to South Florida, which could mean he's been moving between states, or even perhaps maybe he's even outside the United States. But anyhow, the FBI, they want this man either dead or alive. So, what exactly was he accused of? According to the FBI, this is our brother, eh? They charge him well. They said because in August 2001, he allegedly walked into a bank in Champaign, Illinois, and tried to withdraw money from a fraudulent check he had deposited in that bank. An investigator also said this guy that he stole the personal information of United States citizens to open fake bank account and even open credit card and got credit card on those accounts as well. Let's break it down here so that we'll really analyze, we'll really know exactly how this guy works. Fraudulent check. Deposit a fake or stolen check into an account, then try to withdraw the money before the bank realize it's fake. That's what they call fraudulent check. Now, identity theft. Identity theft now be stolen of social security numbers or even ID cards. Criminals can apply for loan. They can even open a bank account or even get credit card under someone else's name. As long as they get their hand on your NI, on your social security number, bro, support the law. Because back then, in early 2000s, bank weren't as tight with fraud detection as they are today. So scammers, they saw all these areas as loophole to exploit. And that's why they always hit the bank most of the time around those years. This is where the story now gets dramatic. It don't turn to Nollywood now because Adeniran was already facing charges and he was released under certain conditions before his trial. But in the late December 2001, right before his court proceeding, before they cannot enter inside court like this, Mr. Adeniran skipped the town. Orion Kudrobobe. Adeniran theories, they couldn't locate him, they couldn't find him at all. He disappeared straight into the thin air. It's rare, but fugitives who run like him before trial can sometimes stay hidden for decades. What think they could do when they hide? Some of them, they change their identity. Some even get new documents. Where say they go, they use and they waka around. And some flee to countries where extradition is complicated, especially, if they don't have any ties with America. The fact that more than 20 good years later, he has not been caught means this our brother was either extremely careful or extremely lucky. Why the FBI still cares about this man? You might be asking that question. Why is the FBI still hunting a man over a fraud case from 2001? The answer is very, very simple. And the answer is precedent and deterrence. Because if fugitive knows that they can just disappear like that, and that the FBI will give up after a few years, the entire FBI system or security system in America definitely will collapse. And these criminals, they will take advantage of it. So that's why FBI said, you know what? We need to look for this guy. Even if the amount of money he allegedly stole wasn't even in millions, maybe like thousands or what have you, the message is bigger than the money. Fraud, identity theft, and skipping trial won't be ignored by the FBI. That's why this our brother's case is still very, very active. And with 10,000 reward on his head, like this, Odie, 10,000. Now be the what? And here's the reason why the FBI, why they want to get this guy by crook by force. Because these FBI people, they have been intensifying its crackdown, especially on Nigerians linked to fraud cases in America. Have you forgotten? In 2024, they captured Abiola Kayode, another Nigerian man that was accused of cyber fraud. This our brother also was extradited to Nebraska to face charges of scamming US business out of over $6 million through a business email compromise scheme. Are we going to talk about in April 2025? The FBI announced the arrest of 22 suspects. Many, they are all Nigerian based, and they involved in sextortation scam targeting US minors. That operation then was called Operation Artemis. Shows how devastating online scam can be. It even leads to suicide. Because cases like this explain why the FBI isn't letting Mr. Adeniran's case fade away just like that. That's why they want to get the guy. Another reason this case is getting renewed attention is technology. Back in 2001, systems were very, very different. No mass database, no sophisticated biometrics. Fraudsters could disappear more easily then. But today, as me and you they talk now, so facial recognitions, digital footprint, financial surveillance, all of these tools make it harder to remain hiding somewhere. If Olumide tried to use a fake identity again now, the system could flag him instantly. You just see error, 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 wanted, 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 and banga, they'll just put down for your hand. And with a $10,000 reward on the table right now, when we say go raw palm, it's not just the FBI that is looking for him anymore. Anyone who recognizes him could also decide to come forward and boom, give her up to the Americans. Impact on the diaspora. Here's the part that hits home. Every time a Nigerian hands up on the FBI wanted list, it had another layer of suspicion on the entire diaspora. People who are working honestly, studying, or running legitimate businesses suddenly face an uncomfortable questions from your neighbor, from your customer. Even sometimes visa officers look harder on you when they know you are a Nigerian. Employers raises eyebrow. Neighbors whisper. Some employers as well when they see this type of news, either online or maybe in the newspaper, they will walk in straight to your desk. They will just put it there right in front of you. And they'll say, ah, ha, ha, Nigerians again now, stuff like that. They're sending you message. And the worst thing they say, most of these cases are not born out of poverty. Many times, it's pure greed. I'm a greedy. People are greedy, man. The promise of fast money. But the reality is bitter. You may get quick gain, sharp, sharp, right now. But you also risk spending decades of your life as a fugitive, unable to live openly, unable to breathe freely. You'll be hiding every now and then, looking at your back, looking at your shoulder. Think about this. If Olumide had faced trial back in 2001, maybe he would have even served 5 to 10 years then. And by now, his life would have been completely different. Instead, he spent 20 good years hiding here and there. And the FBI is still on his trail. That's not a life. It's a prison without wall. He's just staying in the prison, but there's no wall there, but it's looking everywhere. He can't move. Unfortunately, US media often highlight these fraud cases while ignoring thousands of Nigerians, doctors, engineers, professors, and entrepreneurs contributing positively to that society. So, when the FBI put out a notice like this, it gets amplified worldwide. And unfortunately, it now becomes part of the image of Nigerians overseas. Those ones in the diaspora, they're facing the heat because every day we keep seeing such news, bam, in the headline again, bam, Nigerians again, bam, this again. Why? Are we the only one in this world that wants to live a better life? Do you think there's a lesson here? If you think so, let's walk through the lessons. So, what do we take away from this 20-year manhunt? Fraud may look easy in a short time, but it leaves scars forever. Either the victims or you, as the fraudulent person. Even if Mr. Adediran is free today, he is still living in hiding with no peace of mind. Skipping trial doesn't erase charges. The FBI has a long memory on Balori one. 20 years later, they still want Mr. Adediran. They want him by crook by force. And again, diaspora Africans must protect their image. Fraud cases damage community reputation. So, we must highlight positive stories alongside exposing crimes. Because Olumide Adebiyi Adediran has been a fugitive since December 2001. Today, he is about 62 years old. Somewhere living in the world, living with secret identity, maybe even watching this story right now. The FBI is offering $10,000 for information leading to his arrest. But for us all, please, the real story is bigger. The fight between fraud and integrity, between running from justice and standing up for accountability. What do you think, my friend? After 20 years on the run, will the FBI ever catch Olumide Adebiyi Adediran? Or has he disappeared forever that we will not see his brake light? Abi you don't buy safe. Just please tell us in the comments and let's hear your opinion there because your opinion matters in this case. Thank you if you follow me to the end of this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and at the same time share, like, and turn on your notification bell so that anytime that I come with updates, you'll be the first person to be notified. And also, if you have your own story that you want to share with me, please check the description. The link is there. Kindly join our WhatsApp group. The link is also in the description. Stay tuned to watch the upcoming videos. You might also learn from those videos. Till I see you guys in the next video, please subscribe.